What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the One Leg Loser podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Rick Bear Down Rick, alongside my brother Jay, the producer. We want to welcome you guys, like and subscribe. Here on our recap draft episode today. It is evening where I'm at. It's evening probably where Jose's at. Jose, what's going on, brother?
Chilling, baby. Chilling. What's up, people? How you guys doing? Yeah, we're gonna break down the draft. It's a draft recap, real quick. Mainly focus on our squads. Obviously, the Dolphins and the Bears, and then whatever shit pops up. Out of left field, we'll talk about it. We'll get into it. Hey, we live, baby. So join in. Put your questions in the comment section. We'd be happy to answer them. So let's get it popping.
For sure. No, like, we want to welcome everybody to the episode. Like Jose said, any questions you guys got, any comments you guys want to bring up, let's have a little round table. Let's have a little talk. So Jose, talk to me, man. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in Dolphins Nation. How's people taking the draft over there in
The
South
draft.
Florida?
All right. Not to. I know I started off with draft recap, but I'm gonna ask you a question that's going on in the media world. This dumbass
Okay.
question:
Okay.
100 men, one gorilla.
Oh
Who
shit,
winning that
man.
shit?
Oh man.
I know you.
I
I know you've seen the shit.
oh 100%. I mean, everybody's kind of giving their 2 cents in, right?
Yeah.
Shit for me, dude. I mean, I don't know, man. I was kind of thinking about it, like how to
Yeah.
like strategically is now again. I'm asking additional questions. Is it just like barehanded 100 men,
Nah. Yeah.
or
No weapons. It's just 100 men. 100 men.
just 100 men?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know though. I have to have faith in the humanity, bro. I think 100 men, 100 men. You're talking about 100 men, dude. It's not like
Yeah.
it's 100 men. Bro. I'm taking a man. I know gorillas are like the strongest. Like they can break skulls by just like.
Yeah. They don't fuck around. They don't fuck around.
but bro, how can like I don't know, bro. I don't know how he could take on 100 dudes at the same
I mean,
time.
I
I
feel
don't
you.
know.
My. Listen, man. I'm going with the 100 men. I'm going with the 100 men. But I need these 100 men. The only way you're gonna defeat this damn gorilla, everyone has to be committed. Everyone has to be willing to die.
Oh yeah, this is
Like you
like this is
can't.
like
You can't.
we're not going home. This is it.
Right. We
This is
ain't going
it.
home. We just gonna take this motherfucker down. Right. You can't be like, yo, you know, because the first few people that attack the gorilla,
Oh, they gone.
some bad gonna happen to them. Right.
Somebody has to be sacrificed. Like money,
That's what I'm
like
saying.
you know
So
what you know when you say that.
but once you see that, you can't just back down, bro. No, I need 100 men,
No,
full force. I believe they can take them down.
this
I could
reminds
be
me of the
totally wrong.
scene. No, I think I agree with you. This reminds me of the scene when you're talking. I get movie flashbacks, and I started thinking about 300, the movie 300, when they're
Yeah,
going up against the Persians, and it's just waves of men that just coming along it, and like even when you was asking me this, like in my imagination, some guy's gonna jump on the gorillas and start gouging his eye and
that's
gotta
what
like
I'm
poke,
saying.
like
That's
like
what
you
I'm
gotta
saying.
like no holds bar, like you literally to the death, whatever you
You're right.
gotta do to take on this gorilla.
Like five of them on his neck, just start choking him. Another guy start poking his eyes out, yanking
Yeah,
his mouth. Bro, come on, you can get him, man.
yeah. That's a good question, man. But no,
Bro,
I'm
that
with
that
you
they
on
asked
that.
Mike Tyson that shit. They said 100 Mike Tyson's in his prime. He said, yo, that gorilla's in trouble. Cause like it's gonna be nuts, right? 100 Mike Tysons. Shit.
Oh, listen, man. Well, and that was another question. Like, what kind of men? That's what I'm saying. Like, are we talking about
Right.
offensive
I mean,
lineman
but
type
then
men?
yeah, but then that's gonna be to make the questions too easy. If I'm gonna be like, oh, 100 Mike Tysons, and then
Okay.
I mean, if you just put on Superman, of course, right? I mean,
So we're
you never
talking
know.
about all
Still,
shapes and sizes, just 100 men, all
just
shapes and
men, 100
sizes,
men.
just 100 men. I'm taking
Yeah,
100 men, bro.
I'm taking 100 men for
I'm
sure.
gonna take the 100 men on that one for sure,
Yeah,
man. For
yeah,
sure,
yeah. I'm
hundred
all right,
percent.
all right. So I know that was kind of left field.
Nah, that's
Um,
good talk,
so
man.
so about this draft, right? This is this was a very very interesting draft for the Dolphins and Chris Greer. I haven't seen the draft like this in a very long time. I think he's starting to hear the murmurs, right? Everyone, all the GMs, everyone says, "Yo, I don't hear, I don't listen to the media. This isn't that." I think he's starting to hear the murmurs coming out from the media, how we're a soft team.
Mm.
So what he do? He goes on there and he grabs some of the biggest men out there, you know, at at a position of need as well. Not just he didn't just go just go grab a bunch of big ass dudes. They were a position of need. Listen, Kenneth Grant, 6'4", 330 pounds. And he was a top, top 13 pick. Like the guy was nasty in Michigan. I don't know if you've seen some clips of him. He
No, that guy looks like he was Godzilla. Remember when we were watching the draft and they put him up
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
screen?
right. He
I
looked
was like, yo,
humongous.
that
But
guy, that guy looked like a
yeah, man.
monster,
So
dude.
yeah, but like I was saying, like it was a very interesting draft. I haven't seen a draft like this from Greer. He like again, man. I think he's listening he's listening to the murmurs out there, which is great, man. We listen. We said it in our last show. The trenches win. You win in the trenches. You run the ball and you stop the run. You have a very good chance of succeeding in this league. And what
Yeah,
he did in his draft, he's putting us in the position to succeed. Now, I'm not saying they're all going to pan out. I'm not saying, Grant. I'm not even saying Grant is going to be a Pro Bowler or a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying any of that because, as we all know, there's a lot of misses and there's a lot of busts in every single draft, right?
100%.
But at least he threw a lot of darts on that board. He got what we grabbed three D tackles, a big ass O line, and then when one of my favorite picks, Ollie Gordon, he was a six round running back, huge man, 6 feet, 230 pounds, just a bruiser, just a 5 yards, boom, boom, boom. We've never had that down here, so it all looks great on paper, but let's see these guys on the field. But I definitely think we're on the right track as far as people that we picked up and the direction that we're looking to move forward in. You know what I'm saying?
Now, let me ask you this. I mean, again, that's your take, right? But I wanted to hear what you're hearing from Dolphins Nation. Like, what is the overall temperature of the fan base? What is the fan base
You
saying? And
know,
then again,
yeah, what, Ray? I kind of stopped listening to the fans. Like,
mm,
I got my own opinion, man. And this is and that and
100%.
I just gave you my opinion. No, when I was younger, I would focus on the fans and what are they saying and this and that. Listen, you sent me a text the other day. Oh, the fans are never they're never right, which they're not. They called I mean how video you sent, but they
Yeah,
called
that
all
was a
these
video
players bust
when
and
Josh Allen got drafted, and they're like, "That's why this
right.
franchise is never good." Well, they haven't won a Super Bowl. He at least he's right in that aspect, but yeah, but Josh Allen is Josh
Yeah,
Allen.
but
He's,
I
he's
mean, the trajectory, right? He's on the right
oh,
trajectory at least,
listen,
right?
man. I think
Um, you know,
30 34 like another 28 teams would take Josh Allen with their eyes closed
of
all day.
course, 100%, and that's why I've gone away from listening to the fans, listening to the media, and just watching it for myself, and just
Hmm.
forming my own opinion. You know,
Yeah.
um, because at the end of the day, you got 50% saying that's the worst pick ever in Kenneth Grant, and then the other 50%, oh, that's one of the best picks ever. Like, come on,
Hmm.
like. And then the people who saying that that's the worst pick ever, and he turns out to be great. That's the greatest pick ever. And the people who said that's the best pick ever, and he turns out to be bad. Like it's a bunch of nonsense, man. So you just watch it for what it is, watch them develop, and hopefully they can develop into something special, and
Hmm.
take my team to places where I've never been. Shit, the second the second round of fucking playoffs. Let's try
Second,
to get there. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
just
that's
yeah,
the
get
hope,
there first. Get there
right? You know what I'm
first.
saying? Yeah. So the question is like, man, I tune everybody out because ain't no point, man. Ain't no point.
Okay. It ain't no point.
So yeah, man.
Um, let me
So with
ask you
Bears
this
country,
though.
man, what they talking
Oh,
about over there?
well, just like you mentioned, dude. There's a lot of I think before we go into the draft, I think, and we've had this conversation. When we were talking a couple days ago. I think a lot of people focus so much specifically on the player. They focus on the individual and don't realize that this is a team sport and there's a lot of moving pieces that have to take place for this to to work. I mean, I want to even start before you even get into the draft in regards to, giving my Bears take. I think it all started when we hired the coach, when you hired Ben Johnson. It's about building a culture in these teams. If we look at all these teams that are successful, they have a culture and they have a presence from their coaching staff, from their front office. You talk about the Kansas Cities with Andy Reid. You talking about the Eagles with their GM. You talk about the Steelers. You talk about these iconic teams. You even talk about Green Bay with their head coach and stuff like that. I think a lot of people, a lot of fans, where they get caught up so much in the names and the people, and don't
Hmm.
realize that this is bigger than just one individual. Shoot, look at what happened to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, man. The man looked human. Why? Because another the other 11 men on the field, or 10 men on the field, didn't do their job. So guess what?
Well,
Patrick could be.
they couldn't do their job against that D line.
They
Yeah,
couldn't, right? But they
yeah,
didn't, right? So
yeah.
again, at the end of the day, if every man's not doing their job, and it goes back to that Bill Belichick way, um, none of this shit works, bro. None of this shit works.
No,
It
you
doesn't
don't.
matter.
If
So
you don't do your job, nothing works.
100. So then I think that's where that began, and then again, Ben Johnson assembling his coaching staff, and he made a very good point. He's like, I didn't hire my friends. I didn't just go grab guys that I'm cool with and built my team. No, he got guys from different places. You got Eric Bieniemy now, our running back coach. We got Rhonda L, the wide receiver coach that is coming from Detroit, but a Chicago native, and the guy is just lightning. He's a great coach, man. And just surrounding himself with individuals. You got Da Dennis Allen, our defensive coordinator, who's arguably one of the top defensive coordinators in the NFL. He failed as a head coach, but man can run a damn defense. So again, I think it started there. I think that's where the foundation was laid. And then, I mean, you could even go on into our off season, man. One of the things, like you said, that you asked about what the fan base is saying is that they're like, oh man, we didn't address the offensive line, man. Listen, man, we picked up Joe Tooney, an All Pro. Granted, he's 31, 32 years old. Granted, but he's had the best 2 years of his career. Last 2 years, All Pro. We picked up Drew Dahlman, the center for out of Atlanta, who's a smart young center, which we haven't had in a long damn time. Man, shit, we picked up Jonah Jackson from the Los Angeles Rams, formerly from Detroit. And when he was in Detroit with Ben Johnson as the offensive coordinator, the kid was a Pro Bowler. So again, 3 out of the 5 offensive linemen have all brand new offensive linemen. Then we have our rookie, well, second year, third year guy, Darnell Wright at the right side. The only thing that is in question right now is, the left tackle. Where's that coming from? But we I think we've addressed that somewhat in the draft, and we'll talk about Ozzy Trapilo here in a bit. But again, the question is like, where is this what does this fan base want? Now we're missing a running back. They want everything done in one night, bro, and that's not how this shit
Impossible, bro.
works.
That's not
This
how it
shit don't
works.
work like that, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it,
You
it
build
takes it,
you
it
build the
takes time.
line. You build the line, which Pose have has attempted to do right. He like you mentioned, he signed 3 offensive linemen in the free agency. He attacked it a little bit in the draft. And it's a second rounder, this
Yeah,
Ozzy kid. So he's a second rounder, so he can't be a slouch, right?
I
And
mean,
at least that's what you would hope, right? And so it's like you build the line, you build continuity within the line, and then you just drop that little running back in there, and then you take off.
listen
Like
and listen. If
Saquon,
yeah,
that line was already built. All
hmm
they did was drop Saquon in there, and look what he did. He did
yeah,
amazing things.
yeah.
Obviously, that's Saquon. But listen, even the great Saquon, without an offensive line to block for him, it's not as nice as he looks. You
Amen.
know.
Yeah, that's a hundred
So
percent, man. And again, I think that, like you said, it all goes down, and it also goes down to, like, listen. Even if you go back to Kansas City, right? Throughout the offseason, they had a shitty old ass O line, but guess what? They won games. Why? Because the coaching, the culture, all that shit matters, man. Names on the back of the jersey, yes, at the end of the day, they're the ones that go out there and play. But you gotta have a culture, man. You gotta have something that's gonna be sustainable, not just flashy names all over the place, man. It takes me back to the Eagles. What year was that? I forgot what years was that when they built this all-star team on paper. I forgot it was a Sean
Oh
Jackson.
man,
Um, I forgot
I
what
don't
year
know what
that
year, but
was.
I know you're talking about. They had
But you,
Deshaun Jackson. They had the Vince Young. They had
oh man,
they had signed the cornerback Asim Nandi Asamoah, something like that,
yeah,
from the
hmm
Raiders. And then yeah, that team was supposed to go undefeated, this and that, and I don't think they even make the playoffs. To be honest with you, like
they
it
didn't.
was. Come on, man. That's
Why?
yeah.
Why? Because again, it's more than just the amount, the names on the jersey, and it's more than just the people. You can have again. I was just thinking about this, man. You tell me about what your thoughts on this. I was like looking at the Kansas City offense, right? You got Kelsey, and then you got what's the young kid, wide receiver kid's name? I mean, damn, what's his name?
Number one, the rookie,
yeah, the rookie,
the
I
speedster.
for,
Damn, what
the
is his
speedster,
name?
whatever. Again, but that's my point that
It'll
I'm
come to
making,
me.
dude.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of adds to my point. Like we act like we gotta have fucking all pros at every position for people to win, bro.
Yeah,
And
but
that's just not the
they
way it
got that
works.
kid, they got that guy, they got that one guy. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but listen, they
They
got
got
the
that
one
one guy.
guy, but we don't even remember his name. The one guy. But listen, they got Kelsey, and they got the quarterback, and they got that one guy. And then again, like my point is like
No, what I'm
the
saying is
fan.
that they got that one guy,
Oh, Patrick.
Patrick. Yeah, they
Well,
got
that's
Patrick.
true.
Yeah.
Okay, they got Patrick, right? Again, they got Patrick, but that's what I'm. My point is that all the fan bases want to have like all pros and Pro Bowlers at every damn position, and it's not that way for most teams. You're having some Pro
But that's
Bowlers. You have a mix.
right. But you have to understand that's the casuals, bro. Those are the casual fans. That the casual fans, if they didn't draft the biggest running back or the biggest old lineman that they know that
Mm,
they don't watch the games, they don't follow college. Admittedly, I don't either. But
hmm
but I do my research on the guys that we actually did draft, and then I go
Yeah.
from there. But these casuals, I'm sorry, I mean that's what they are. Like they're just casuals. They tune in. They didn't hear a big name in free agency. They didn't hear a big splash here, a big splash there. So it's the Bears ain't doing shit. The Bears this, the Bears that. Same old Bears. Same thing for us. Same old
Yeah.
Dolphins. Blah 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 blah. Shut up, bro. Like you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like you said. It's not about Yes, of course you need ballers, man. Come on. I mean, I'm not saying you don't, but
Yeah.
it's a whole the whole organization has to come together, bro. That's why winning a Super Bowl is so special
Man.
because
Yeah.
everything has to go right from top to bottom, from the owner to the CEO to the coach to the GM to the players to the 50 to the equipment team
The
to
equipment guy. Yeah.
the equipment guy, bro, to the freaking the injury people or the doctors. Well, I don't know, but everything has to be on point. Even the
Yeah.
53rd the guy on the roster,
Yeah.
everything has to fall in line. And if something falls off track, off the rails, your season could be over like that.
A
That's
hundred
why that's
percent,
why
man.
winning a Super Bowl is so damn special. It takes
It
the
is.
entire team. You know what I'm
It
saying? So
definitely is.
and
No, and
then
I agree with
again,
you.
those are the casuals who just say, "Oh, we didn't sign this, we didn't sign that." Come on, man. Like that's part of why I said I don't even listen to them no more because
Hmm
they're irrelevant.
Yeah.
If you're not watching football, if you're not studying football the way I do, the Miami Dolphins, bro, what I'm gonna talk to you for? You know what I'm saying?
But that's why we're here on this podcast, right? Because we want to give education, we want to give game, and we want to, give our thoughts, right? And our thoughts is like you said, man. The casual fan sees it. If it's not the big name, they don't see it. But we're starting to see it in our aspects of it as like this is more than just one player or drafting this one individual. It's about how does the coaching staff coach up this individual and make these guys play. You know what I'm saying? How does the coaches affect these players? How can they get the next man to stand up, right? So I think that was kind of like my take on the draft. I mean, shit, man, we got you know, just from the first round, you got Colson Loveland out of Michigan, the tight end. A lot of people had Tyler Warren in front of him in the sense of like just a kind of flashy kid, But just looking back at Colson's Loveland's tape, the guy is just a speed. He's a crisp route runner. He's a better
You
catcher.
just that's what it comes down to my point.
Yeah,
Tyler Warren, he's flashing everyone on everyone's TV. Top tight end, top tight end, top tight end. And granted, he might be the best tight end,
yeah.
but Joe Johnson said he don't fit my system. So why I want him for? Why would you want an elite player? I mean, that sounds dumb. You always want elite players, but
Yeah.
why would you want someone that? Yes, he's extremely talented, but what if he doesn't fit your system? Then what's the point? You're not gonna use him to his full capacity. You know what I'm saying?
And
So
that's 100%, and people don't realize that. So
yeah, yeah,
Colson Loveland is his Sam Laporta, right? It's the guy that runs the routes. It's not the inline tight end. That's more Cole Kmet. This guy's going to be put outside wide, 6'6" frame, 250 pounds. He catches the ball, man. Guy's got good
mhm,
hands. Then we got our second round draft pick, which a lot of people are calling this like the steal of the draft, with Luther Burden the third, wide receiver out of Missouri. They're just calling this guy a baller. And again, I think the Bears have added anything that a freaking franchise could want. We have added that to the mix, right? Now, does it come together? We got to see it on the field. But again, you got DJ Moore, you got Roma Dunze, your number 9 draft pick of last year. You got Cole Kmet, you got Colson Loveland, supposed to be an all-star an amazing tight end. Then you got Luther Bird in the third, who's supposedly amazing wide receiver. I mean, what more can you ask? And then you talked about the offensive line. We added in the second round offensive lineman out of Boston College, Ozzy Trapilo. This guy is 6'8", bro. This man's a freaking bear. Now, again, can he stand the bull rushes? That's one of the questions that we're asked, from him. Can he withstand the shorter guys, the more twitchy guys that come in and bull rush him? We'll see. Then we address the defensive line with Sherman Turner. I mean, the questionable draft pick, I mean, for a lot of people is Ruben Hippolyte, the linebacker out of Maryland. But again, like you said, Jose, you're not going to hit on every damn draft pick, bro.
yeah.
You
No,
can't
come on.
tell me like who the hell did the Kansas City Chiefs draft in the fourth round 2 years ago?
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
yeah,
I,
right.
you know. And
Listen,
then
man,
where did Pacheco
you
came?
be
Pacheco
happy.
came in the seventh round.
Right,
Pacheco
right.
came in the seventh round.
You happy to hit if you get let's say you get seven, you get 7 rounds because usually a lot of these teams they trade the way they picks. But let's just say a normal standard team gets 7 rounds, seven picks,
Yeah,
one in each round. Um, no matter where it is, you're gonna hit 40%, 50%, 50% sounds high. And when I say hit, I'm talking about they're key contributors. They're not. Now I'm not talking about necessarily being a Pro Bowler or an All Star or any of that. Just a key contributor. Because what is the average lifespan in the NFL is 3 years.
yeah, not a lot.
It's
Shit,
3 years.
man.
It's not that very long. It's not
Yeah.
long at all.
Listen,
So
if
my
that was a
point is
company, man, people be going in and out every day. It's like your coworker starts this
yeah.
week and he's gone next week.
Yo, find me a GM that's hitting that 70%, bro. There's no shot. There's no GM does that. You would
No.
win the Super Bowl every single year if you hit at 70%.
Yeah, yeah,
No, it's incredibly difficult to win one Super Bowl, let alone two, damn near three with the Chiefs this year.
yeah.
It's just come on. It's unrealistic to expect these teams to hit on every single draft pick. It's just
No,
not.
yeah,
Listen, Kenneth Grant could be the biggest bust, but Dante Trader, my safety, which we needed badly, who slipped all the way down to the fifth round because he's slow, because he's this, because he's that. That guy could be an amazing bro. Look, I thought didn't they say Jerry Rice was slow? I could have sworn they said he was slow. Turned out to
yeah,
be the best goddamn receiver ever played to catch a ball.
yeah,
Like, come on, you don't know nothing. You listen. The measurables, speed, I get it. You need to be fast. You need to be agile. You need to be that. But you can't really judge. What that man is capable of, or what he's willing to put himself to do.
yeah.
To succeed. You can't do that, and you got to watch the tape. Watch tape.
100%. Like I said, I revert back to this. That's why. again, and it goes back to both the franchises, right? Is the culture there? Nobody's going to be questioning, you know, right now. I mean, you know, the Eagles right now, the decisions they're making, right?
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, the coaching staff, the culture, the GM, it's all there. So you just have to let these people go. Now, again, putting some pressure on the franchise needs to produce. Like the fan base is hungry. Like we are tired of losing. And again, like most franchises, but
Sure.
you want to see steps going forward, right? You just don't want to stay stagnant. You want to see you want to have hope in the beginning of every
Mm-hmm.
year,
Mm-hmm.
bro. And right now that's all we can have as most franchises, just have the hope that they pick the right guys, that the coaches are going to do their job and coach them up, and the GMs are going to make the decisions they need to make and get rid of guys that they need to get rid of, and not just hold on to them because that's their draft pick, but make decisions for the franchise, not because, oh, I need to keep my job, but no, for the actual franchise, for the we could so you could succeed,
Right.
because ultimately that's what we're all
It's
here
almost
for.
it's something like, like put your pride aside. If you miss on the pick, you miss on the pick, bro. Like, well, what can you do? If a man got to get cut, man got to get cut. If a man got if a man has to get benched, man has to get benched. I mean,
100%.
obviously easier said than done, especially coming from me. But yeah, it's what it is, man. It's the nature of the game. These players know what's up. Like if you don't perform, you're gonna get benched. You might mess around and get cut. You have to be like that. You have to be that kind of coach.
The
That to
sad
me is
part
gonna
is that
bring out the
most,
best in your players.
I agree, but it's the sad part, most coaches are not like that. You know, there's a lot of these cultures where they're not, guys are not being held accountable. Look what happened to me
Right.
last year at the Washington game with Stevenson waving to the fans. Like, come on, bro. Yes,
All right.
mind
All
you.
right. All right. You bring that up, right? You bring that up.
Mhm,
What
mhm.
did that guy do besides what you just said? What did he do that what did he do wrong actually that you guys lost the game? Because he still got back in place. He still got back to where he needed to be. Maybe
Well,
he should have batted the ball down, but he didn't, obviously. I mean, yeah,
well,
the antics, but honestly, truly, what did he do wrong?
honestly, I mean, based upon what the people, he wasn't in the position he needed to be at.
He wasn't in
At
his
the end of the
position
day, no, he wasn't supposed to be where he was supposed to be at. Um,
because he made it back to the
Again,
play. I guess he just didn't make it back to the position where he needed to be.
he wasn't alert, man. It's like you're focusing on something that's not even there, and all of a sudden you got to get back to where you're trying to get to. You didn't put yourself in the best position at the end of the day to make that play. At the end of the day, you didn't make the best decision. You're over here focusing
Okay.
on stuff
Yeah.
that doesn't matter. And then the coach, yes,
Yeah.
he does get benched technically for 1 week, but listen, it just wasn't right. The culture wasn't right. And again, it's time for change, and that's where we are now. Changes what we needed, and changes what we got. We got the best change that
Hmm.
any franchise would want in the offseason. We got the number one head coach, the talented head coach that people wanted. We paid the guy $13 million, which the Bears have never done in their lives, and just excited for like what could the possibilities be. But it all has to play out at the end of the day, though.
No, no, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. And then hopefully, listen, man. Hopefully these picks hit, man. Because shit, we're in the same boat, man. It's like our franchise we've always like mimicked each other, right? And it's funny how we
Yeah,
always do trades with each other too, right? That's another funny thing. Like we have
yeah.
like such a great communication with you guys. Like it's funny.
It
But yeah, man, you hit on it earlier, man. We're starving, man. I'm starving, bro. Like, damn,
yeah.
man, feed me, man. Feed me something,
You
you
know,
know.
there was a question where somebody was asking, like, would you want your team to be in the playoffs every year, but just never get there? Like, do you also think like, I mean, I know we can't even complain right now,
Hmm.
but don't you think also like the fans that are in these franchises where, yeah, they're getting to the second round of the playoffs every year, but they're always getting bounced out. They're not getting over the hump. Like,
Hmm. Hmm.
I wonder what that feels like too, though. Like, how does those franchises feel at the end of the day?
I mean, I'd rather be there than be a loser, bro. Like, at least your team is good enough, right? At least
But
your team
are
is good
you?
enough
But are you?
to make it there. Well, I mean, let me finish. Let me say, you're good enough to make it there, but obviously it takes a little bit more to get over the hump, right? So, I mean, bro, I'm in a position right now where I don't even know if my team is good enough to make it there. I mean, obviously we're not because we haven't. We didn't. We didn't make it there last year. I mean, previous years, yes, but like, it's just so doom and gloom right now from the little bit that I do listen to the media. Like, it's so doom and gloom, and we ain't doing shit this year, and this and that. Like, why not? I don't understand that. I don't understand
Mhm,
that. I understand the whole Tua notion. Like, yo, the man, he's always heard blah blah. I get all that, but he's never had
yeah.
a healthy offensive line either.
Mhm,
Fucking Teron Armstead is always injured. I mean, we pay this guy fucking a truckload of money, and he's always injured. Don't get me wrong; he's a warrior. He's a fighter. He goes out there. Even he plays out. He plays injured. But damn, bro, like I don't need you playing injured. I need you healthy. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
And then my right tackle Austin Jackson, same thing, always injured. And it's like, damn, bro, he never gets a real shot. I feel like Tua never gets a real shot. And hopefully this year, we signed the guy from Daniels from Pittsburgh, a guard. We
Well,
desperately need guards, because our
yeah,
offensive line, they always been eaten up inside.
yeah.
I know he's an ex-Bear, but last
Yeah,
year
and
he
I was
played
gonna give you my little story on Daniels,
right,
but
right,
yeah,
but last year he played decent. So last year he was decent, right? He,
yeah,
he was he, he was good. I heard PFF, he was like top something. So he was decent. I'm not saying listen, man. I'm not saying he's a savior, but
yeah.
he's better than what we have. Is what I'm trying to get at. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So Pierre Paul, yeah, Pierre Paul on the left side. He's a second year starter now. No, I'm sorry. He's a second year. He's a second year. He's gonna be starting now because Teron retired, and I have faith in the guy. He played decent last year in a few spurts that he came in for a relief of Armstead. He's 6'7", 300 pounds. Like, the guy's a monster. He's just a little raw. You know what I'm saying? But thankfully, that's not to his blind side. And so that's not blue to his blind side. Like, normal, like at that you're like what 30, what fuck 31 quarterbacks. How many left-handers are in the NFL? Like,
And not
only
too
I think
many.
only I
I
think
think
only Tua.
might
And
be.
but so Austin Jackson is coming back, that which is to his blind side, and he's a veteran. I think he's going on 6 years now, 7 years maybe.
Mhm.
But his issue is staying on the field. I think now, hopefully, he took most of last year off. So hopefully he comes back fully healthy. We can have a good offensive line, give this man some protection, run the goddamn ball, Daniels, run the ball. And then you run the ball, then you hit him with the play action and all that, man. Easy. Football is easy, right? Super easy sport to play.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these coaches just outsmart themselves.
Mm.
Oh, he thinks I'm going to do this, but I'm actually going to do this. No, man,
Yeah.
the coach, like, bro, just do it until they stop it. How many times did Barkley run the ball this year? They couldn't stop it. They kept running it.
Just
You
keep
know,
running the ball.
simple as
If it ain't
that.
broke, don't fix it.
If it
But
ain't broke, don't fix it.
so what I hear you saying is, like you said, it's in regards to the Dolphins. It sounds like the the injuries have mounted up, and it's kind of not allowed you guys to show your true potential because guys are always just
one Hundred
banged
percent.
up and
Yeah,
not even playing. But
yeah.
this is the thing that I asked you when we were on the phone, right? So, you know, the NFL, everybody's hurting. Everybody gets hurt, right? I
No,
know
no,
in you,
facts,
I
facts.
know in I know in your view because you follow the Dolphins and you watch them every day. You see the guys that are not playing, right? So it's more it's in front of you. So that's the question that I was asking you on the phone when we were talking about the Dolphins in regards to the coaching staff, not just Daniels, but just the people that he has around him. How are these other guys that are on the team? Again, they're NFL players, bro. Like you're getting
No, yeah,
paid.
I know what you're getting at. So it's like
Yeah.
when on the draft show, that was the whole that was like a part of what I was saying. This team has no depth. We
Mm,
have zero depth. So yes,
okay.
my starting 22 last
Mm,
year, at least my starting 22 last year, I can put that 22 against any team, bro. I mean,
Mm.
for real, my starting 22. But I need
Yeah.
my 22. But once I lose, once I go down to 21, 20, 19, bro, everything goes to fucking hell.
Yeah.
Everything goes to shit because these are the because Greer hasn't done a good enough job to bring in quality talent to
Mm.
be depth. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
I'm not, bro. I'm not saying you gotta sign a Pro Bowler to be a
Yeah.
backup. That makes no sense, right? But
Hmm.
but the guy has to have some kind of talent. He's got to be borderline starter.
Mm.
Every backup has to be borderline starter, bro. You can't
Yeah.
have a starter and then your backup is a third stringer, fourth stringer that barely makes it on the team. And that's the problem with our cap. And that's what it comes down to the cap, right? That's why our depth is trash because we have a very little money to spend. So
Hmm.
if I'm paying all these superstars all this money, how can I pay a good quality starter to come to play for me? He might be knowing he might be a backup, but give him a little bit more money,
Hmm.
for him for enticing him to come here. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And that's what we've never done. And in this draft, we drafted 3D tackles. Like, bro, fuck, I've never seen that before. This is all
It,
defense. This is all
it, it,
defensive draft.
it shows you where their priority, where they feel they
Right.
need to
Well,
get better at, right?
finally, and the most amazing thing to me is like, you know, McDaniel's is the coach, and he
Hmm.
got well. I guess he pounded the tables for Ollie, and I guess the quarterback. I don't know what he did, but this is all well, and then we obviously needed a guard. Um, but like this is a defensive dominated draft.
Hmm.
So Whitaker is, I mean, Weaver's out there though. I need these guys, bro. I need these guys. So I can't wait to see our defense next year, man. I really hope these guys pan out. I'm excited for my defense, and I'm also very excited for my offense. So again, man, back to the point. You need a quality team because in the instance that your starters go down, you need a quality backup. You do, you
Yeah.
know, simple as that. Even the best teams, man, they you know, like Baltimore Ravens, they're always getting injured, bro. Bro, the Baltimore Ravens, they always lead the year in like the most season-ending injuries. This is an ad, blah blah, bro. But they're always there, aren't they? Aren't they always there because they draft quality, bro? They know how to
They
draft. They
draft, and
the seventh the seventh rounder, that guy's quality, bro. You
but
guys
I'm gonna
ain't see it.
challenge
I
you.
saw it though. I
But I'm
saw
gonna
it though.
challenge it because I also believe that it's how we said. Remember how we opened up the show with um, fits the scheme, fits the player, fits what's going on here, right? Again, I'm gonna keep hard at this. I'm gonna keep beating the table on this. I really believe these coaches really matter. These coaches really
Of course,
matter.
coaching man. Of
How
course.
but what I think I add a little bit more to that than most people because how you just mentioned the Baltimore Ravens, man, that's a culture there, bro.
Yeah, as a
That's
coach,
the
yeah, yeah,
hardball.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
hardball, and they know the guys that they have. They know what they're good at. They know their shit,
Bro,
right?
Harbaugh and Aussie Newsom, the GM, they must have an incredible relationship.
Yeah.
Incredible relationship, bro. Like, yo, I need this, I got you. I need that, I got you. Yo, Harbaugh, I seen this dude, man.
This guy
I
fits it. This
yeah,
guy doesn't.
I
You
seen
know.
this dude, bro. He nice, bro. Trust me. All right, man. Come on, bring him in. Like they
I'll
have
coach
to
him up.
have that. They
Yeah,
have to
I'll
have
coach
that.
him up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll coach him up, bro. I got you. Like they
Yeah.
have to have that report, and then Ozzy knows what Harbaugh likes,
Hmm.
and then he's gonna try to build that for, draft players like that. Obviously, they're
Amen.
in the same draft room,
Yeah.
but that's how it works, man. You have to have this continuity, and like I said before, from top to the bottom. Because if you
Yeah.
don't, man, if there's a little crack somewhere, if I hate you, you hate me for whatever reason, I'm gonna set you up to fail, man.
Yeah.
And it's insane, but that's just what it is, man. The nature of the beast.
So we've touched on the draft. We touched on our teams. We touched on where we hope the franchises are going and where they're at. Um, Anything else during the draft kind of caught your eye that you say, "Damn, I wasn't expecting that," or that surprised you?
Yeah, I think like the rest of the world, man. I didn't see Shador dropping so far. I think we ended the show or the draft show with predicting that he was going to get picked up right there, right in the very second round, first pick. I think
Yeah.
pick 33. And damn, they passed on him there. They passed on him third, fourth. Bro, it's like I don't know. It's like, but a lot of people are making this. Okay, question: if
Yeah.
Shador Sanders was white, would all this hoopla be surrounding him? If everything was the same, but he was white, would people be all on podcasts saying, "Oh, he's being blackballed, he's being this, he's being that"? What's your honest opinion on that?
That's a really good question. I'm honestly being transparent with you. I didn't really think of it. Haven't really thought of that aspect of it. I will tell you this though. This is just my take in regards to it. So a lot of the reports came out that Shador was very cocky, very,
Arrogant.
arrogant.
He,
Yeah, adding that word there,
he
arrogant.
wasn't
Just
prepared for the meetings, for the interviews.
yeah, that came out of the
Horrible
Giants camp that he
interviews.
wasn't prepared. He wasn't
Hmm.
prepared. He just came in there like, you're gonna take me. So my only thought is like looking comparing to like old out, other quarterbacks like the Johnny Manziels and stuff like that. I just didn't hear the same type of rhetoric of stuff that was coming out of these more cocky guys that have came through the league. So I don't know if I don't know
But
if
maybe, but
race.
maybe, but
Yeah,
maybe they interviewed awesome, right? Maybe they came in prepared. Maybe if, the guy from the Giants asked him a question, he was prepared.
yeah,
He wasn't. He was. Yeah, we all know Johnny and Baker Mayfield. They have this persona, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm the best in the room. I'm that guy. And listen, that's what you need that from especially from your quarterback.
Hmm.
Like, I'm not taking away nothing away from Shador, from his cockiness. I actually love that. I
Yeah,
actually love for my quarterback to be, yeah, bro, I'm him. I'm that dude. Blah 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 blah. But what's concerning to me is not being prepared for the interviews, answering questions. And I'm just going off of, I wasn't there. I wasn't in the room. I wish I
yeah.
shit. I wish I was. What's being
What was
reported?
what's being reported
What's being
speculatively?
reported,
Yeah,
so this is I know just like everyone else know. I know what you guys know. And that to me would be a turn off. You
hundred
come in
percent.
here just, oh, I'm Shador Sanders. I'm shit, bro. You gonna draft me. It don't even matter if I'm prepared. Nah. It don't work that way, bro. It don't work that way.
And
So
I
maybe
think
a lot
that's
of
what the
GMs,
NFL. I think that's
right?
what the
Maybe a lot
NFL
of GMs
sells
would,
their point.
right. Maybe they were turned off. And listen. I'm sure. I'm sure the whole package, right? The whole Deion Sanders, the whole package of it. I'm sure that plays a part into it. You know what I'm saying? But let's not act also like if Shadur Sanders was Peyton Manning coming out the draft, he would have fell to the fifth round. I don't give a fuck how unprepared he was. Like, let's not act like that. Let's not act like that. Because
Yeah.
so if he was that dude,
Oh, they would have took him either way.
they would have
Yeah,
taken him, bro. Like, stop it. They would have
yeah.
fixed that whole shit. Oh, I got you, bro. I'm gonna tighten you up. So maybe he's not that great. I don't know. Has that occurred? Has that ever occurred to anyone? Maybe
Yeah.
Shadur Sanders is not that great.
Listen, man, if Shador Sanders came out, like you said, during those times, like the Peyton Mannings and stuff like that, he wouldn't even been like you said, he probably would have been undrafted. Comparing to that thing. So I think this, according to most reports, this quarterback year draft class is not the strongest. You'll never know. I mean, we may see
You
somebody come
never
out the
know.
woodworks and be the next great guy.
Bro, Shador can turn out to be fucking the best quarterback in the world. And
Yeah,
good luck to him. I have nothing against him.
yeah.
All I'm saying is to all the media saying out there, oh, this is and that. He was blackballed. Blah, blah, blah. He should have been a top five pick, blah, blah. Maybe he's just not that good, bro. Maybe
That-
every single GM missed it. Maybe. Who knows?
And
I'm
that goes back to our drafting, right? The GMs, okay, they're not gonna always hit, man. Who the hell? Who really thought Patrick? I would really love to hear what GMs, because how many teams passed on Patrick Mahomes?
right.
I think, I mean, shit. I think it was a good amount of them.
Of
So,
course.
So I
Listen,
think
not even Bill Belichick can take credit for Tom Brady, bro. You cannot
seventh
take
round.
credit for Tom Brady. You passed him over 6 times. Like, bro, get out of here. You can't
Yeah,
take credit for that. All the credit in the world goes to Tom Brady for
yeah,
saying, "Fuck that. I'm gonna bust my ass. I'm going to become the best I can be." And lo and behold, the best he can be was the best ever. How
yeah.
crazy is that, right? How crazy
That's
is
what it
that?
is.
So listen, maybe all 31 teams got it wrong, and Cleveland finally stepped up and they got it right. Maybe, but maybe they also got it wrong. Maybe he was not that good. But hey, listen, only time will tell. Only time will
Exactly.
tell.
Only time will tell what happened there. I mean, outside of that, I mean, I think the draft kind of, I mean, they were projecting a lot of splash and a lot of this, but I really think that this draft just kind of just fell. Um, I didn't get a lot of like surprises. I think just things went how I think a lot of people saw it. That how outside of the Shador Sanders one, I don't think a lot
Mhm.
of people were very. I didn't see anything that really just kind
I
of like
think
was
I think
surprising.
over I think overall, I'm not taking anything away from these players, man. These guys are amazing athletes. Even the seventh rounders, even the kids who went undrafted.
Yeah.
I just think this. With that being said, I do think this draft was it lacked a little right? It lacked firepower, like big time names, like people you just know, you know what I mean? And people usually people they jocking for position, right? They moving here, they're moving there. I need that guy. And there was only one splash. And then the guy everyone was after was Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
So, but outside of him, even as great as Abdul Carter is, for as great as Will Campbell is, I don't think those names had that oomph behind it.
I
Shador
agree with
Sanders
you.
being the biggest name. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a little bit lackluster as far as it was a weaker draft. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Compared to others. I'll put it that way.
I will say this. I mean, a lot of reports come out that this is a very you're going to get a lot of good players out of this draft. But like you said, I think there's a lot of and again, we may look back at this video 2 years from now and say
Yeah. So
how stupid we
right.
were.
For
But
sure.
I think this draft, a lot of these experts are you know saying that there's just going to be a lot of great starters. Like, and that's what most teams need, right? You need solid guys that are going to be there 8, 9 years. You know what I'm talking about? You're not like you're not Joe Montana, but you know what I'm saying, you're not Jerry Rice, but
Hmm.
you're just a solid guy on the team, and it's a pro that's gonna go out there and make a team better. And that's what a
Yeah.
lot of people
I
project
think
this draft to be.
right. And I also think it wasn't like offensive heavy, right? That's
Mhm.
that's what makes the splash, right? That's what get the casuals and even
Yeah,
even even guys like me. That's what gets you excited, man.
yeah,
Listen, for as great of a need as Kenneth Grant is for my team, at the end of the day, he's a D tackle. I'm not going to see him crossing the touchdown and scoring points, the exciting shit.
yeah.
Jonah, my second rounder. These are trench guys, but that's what wins games at the end of the day. And I think this draft as a whole, it just lacked offensive firepower. It's got a lot of
Mhm.
defense in there, so you might see a lot of defensive great players come out. It's just not as exciting as besides Genty, who really wowed you, man, like on offense. That's why I think the first receiver went, it was like late 20s or something like that, or right, I forgot.
Did they get from Texas go out pretty? But yeah, but no, I get what you're
But you know what
saying.
I'm
Yeah,
saying though. Like overall, the draft was just like, all right, another D tackle, all right, another O lineman, all right, we're trading up, all right. The
yeah,
most exciting player was Travis, and he was gone in the second pick.
yeah. It was
You
already
know,
done with. That's it. It
so he
was
was
over
already
with.
done with it. The rest was like, all right, Lou Carter, Will Campbell, that type of draft.
So yeah.
So we'll see what pans out. We'll see what pans out.
But you guys tell us what you guys think. You guys tell us we're right. You guys tell us we're wrong. Let us know. Drop some comments down
Well,
there.
I'm
Let us
right. They
know
ain't
what
got to
you
tell me
guys
that.
think.
They ain't got to tell me no. I'm right.
Yeah, I forgot. Jose does not listen to the public. But
No,
we
I don't.
do
No, not that I don't listen to them. I don't let them affect me anymore. When I was younger,
okay.
man, that's all I always used to do. I used to base my opinion off of off of a few guys that I really truly follow in
Yeah.
in Dolphin world, like Dolphins news. I would base my opinion off of them. I would just kind of blindly follow them. Yes, I would. I know the game of football. I've been an
Yeah.
avid fan for my entire life. But when I got my news and my content, I was just like, oh, these guys know more than me. In actuality, they just didn't know. They never knew more. They didn't know more than me. They just put a little bit more effort than me. That's all it
Mm.
was.
So let
Now
me
that I'm
ask you
putting effort,
this.
now. Hmm?
So let me ask you this: those guys that you value their opinion and their thought. Do you, I'm assuming based upon where you are now in your thoughts, were they wrong most of the time? Now that you're looking back at it, and that's why you're not really in
No, no,
tune
no,
with
no.
them that
It wasn't.
way.
It wasn't necessarily that they were wrong, or necessarily they were right. It's just I'm sitting there listening to a podcast, and I'm listening to this guy just repeating things that I can repeat, that I can say.
Mm.
Like, and
Hmm.
it's just like, man, I got the same opinion, bro. Like, why am I listening to you for? I don't get me wrong. I still kind of dabble into it, but
Uh.
bro, when I tell you Dolphins consume my life all day long, like as far as listening to the shit, man, I'm not lying to you. It was just 24/7. Like, it was insane. Now it's just I do my own. I look at my own shit. I do that, blah blah. Yes, of course. I still keep in touch with something. Not keep in touch, but I still tap in with some of the guys that I
Yeah.
grew up listening to. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I'm gonna be that guy that you gonna listen to and give my opinion.
Amen. That's what we're here for. For me, when
That's
I
the
listen
guy,
to the people, like the podcasters, like how we're doing here, or just guys that have been in the NFL, I don't really have any strife with any of them because again, they have their opinion. What really just pisses me the fuck off sometimes is when you get into the comments. That's where I think I need to step away from
bro. That's a
because
cesspool, bro.
that is like
You
I think that's an
don't go into
understatement
the
calling it a
comments, bro.
cesspool. That is just the most
Do not go
idiotic.
in the comments, bro.
I go to the comments
I
because I'm
mean,
listening.
please comment below, but
Yes, go to our comments, please. We're not gonna
leave
let them be
comments
a
in our
cess.
shit.
Yeah, we're not gonna be a cesspool. But I go to the comments and again, like I said, it's for me. It's not the commentator or the people giving their opinion. Yeah, I might disagree with some of their takes, or I don't agree with that. But nevertheless, I think most people, most commentators and people that kind of share, they're kind of like all in somewhat, mm, you know, similar in some ways. Everybody has a little bit of a twist to them, but I think the comments, man, that's where I think that's where it jumps off the ledge, man. And it's just like
Yeah.
you read some of the
I try to
comments.
be like, yo, these guys are trolling, man. But
Oh,
nah, man,
I think
they
so.
actually
Heavy.
I think, but actually some of them mean it, man. Like that's what
I,
man, trust
I
me, man.
think
I'm
that
the same way. I'm in the
they
comments
may
and I'm
be.
like, why, bro? I'm like, I'm about to I wrote out this whole
I
paragraph and
start reply, I start
I start
replying, I
typing
start,
and I'm
and
like,
then what am I doing here?
forget it, bro. Yeah, because
I do the same thing.
all I'm doing is feeding into their crap, and I'm like, I'm not doing this shit because it's gonna become a whole dumbass conversation where I'm like,
Oh,
for what?
it's dumb. It's
You know?
stupid. It's like,
Yeah.
they might not even respond. They might not even
Yeah,
care.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
you're over here wasting your energy, your time of your day, taking two,
Yeah.
3 minutes to kind of draft up this elaborate response of to why they're wrong. And at the end of the day, it doesn't freaking matter. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
at all.
It don't matter, bro.
So
It don't
yeah.
matter. That's the
So
crazy part.
I am learning to not get into the comments and be a part of that. I'll leave my take on something, but I'm not gonna really comment on somebody else's comment if
Right,
that
right.
makes
I'll
sense.
for sure I'll comment like on the posters, whatever he's asking or
Yeah,
reaction. Like I'll do
just
that.
how we
I'll
want
leave
you
my
guys
take
to,
and then I got
just how we want you guys to leave
yeah, of
comments in
course,
our
hundred
thing, right?
percent. Tell me how right I am, I guess, right? Because I'm old, But
Or how wrong we are,
yeah, man.
or you can say how
So I
wrong.
do that. So I do that. Then I'll get a few comments below mine, and I'm responding to me. I'm like, whatever, bro. I said what I said. That's it. I said what I
I
said. I'm
said,
out
I
of here.
said,
Leave me alone.
yeah,
Like I ain't got
yeah,
time to argue with you, bro. I ain't got time for that.
a
But
hundred percent,
anyways,
man.
man, because we all love our team, man. It's just listen, man. If you're a Dolphins fan, I love you like a Dolphins fan, right? Even if you're wrong. Even if you don't know the game, even if you're wrong, if you think we drafted the wrong guy, blah blah. If you root for my team, you're on my side, and you're on my side. I'm riding with you. I'm just gonna educate you a little bit. That's all. Look, this is this, this is this, this is this. That's it. And shit, you can mess around and educate me on something that I missed. I'm not always right. Most of the time I'm right. It's not always.
This guy, this guy.
Listen,
Um,
man. Hey, we're going 11-5. By the way, no, I'm sorry, 11 and I'm sorry, we're going 12-5. Um, we're gonna make it to at least the second round playoffs. You heard it here first.
yeah, for me, bro,
Listen,
I leave the predictions out of it. I really do because I don't.
fuck that.
Again, I leave. I just
I'm gonna change my
I
name, Mr. Optimistic. That's my
you
name.
are very optimistic.
Um,
Again,
that's my name.
now let me talk to Bears Nation here. So again, similar to what Jose said, I love you. That's kind of a strong word. That's kind of weird. No, we're both fighting the same battle in the sense of
We're on the
we
same team,
want
baby.
we want our teams to win. I just think the way that we express it, and I get it. Listen, we're frustrated, bro. We've been doom and gloom forever, and everything is always eh, from the double doing to the to the Tyreek Stevenson turning his back. We get the shitty luck, man. This just like that. Just we can never get over it. So I get it. I get the frustration. I get the lack of trust in the front office. I get the lack of trust in coaching. I get the trust of the ownership, where you think that they're goofy George and he just doesn't spend any money. But listen, man, we just kind of have to step back, man, and just look at where we are now, man. Like again, I just ask you to kind of just step back. We've paid the coach. We got a
Trust the
GM
process.
that's we just trust the process, man. I know it hasn't been great the last 3 years. I know Poles' record as a GM is not nothing to smile about. But damn it, man, the guy you can see is trying, bro. He brought in the best coach. He's trying to fill the roster up with guys. He drafted Caleb Williams last year. He drafted Roma Dunze. The Bears finally on paper look like they have a fucking all, just how Jose compared his Dolphins, said, I'll line up my guys up against anybody. I'm starting to feel that way on paper. Again, now does it translate into the field? We'll have to see, man. We're a
Time will
couple
tell.
months away.
Time will
Time
tell.
will tell. You know,
Time
time
will
will
tell.
tell. But I just tell you guys, man, just hold on, man. Just give it some time, man. Let these guys, let these players play out, and then
Yeah,
we'll
bro.
see where the
Listen,
chips
man.
fall.
That's why. Listen, man. This is why I talk my shit about the Dolphins, bro. Like, man, I've been through so much suffering, so many years, so many lows, barely any highs. You know, that's why I continue to talk my shit, and I'm going to talk my shit because how sweet it's going to be when I win that fucking Super Bowl. When I
Mm,
win my first Super Bowl, man, y'all not gonna be able to stop from hearing from me, man. It's gonna feel so damn good, and I'm sure it's gonna be the same for you once you get your first one, because it's like all the suffering, all the doom and gloom, all this and that. And don't worry, them same haters, them same casuals, they gonna be riding with you. They're gonna be riding with you. It's like misery loves company, man. I'm not gonna join you on that boat. I'm not joining
yeah,
you on that boat, man. Come
yeah,
over here with Mr. Optimistic. We have fun over here. Win or lose, we have fun, but we're
yeah,
gonna
man.
win one day. I promise you that.
Yes, it will
I promise
happen.
you that.
Eventually, it will happen. But
I
yeah, no,
promise
man.
you that.
Just like I said, man, I agree with you on that. Just hold on, man. Just hold on. Let's see what the season looks like, and like you
Or
said,
don't, or
hopefully,
don't, or kick rocks. I don't know. If you don't
hey,
want to hold
listen.
on, kick rocks. I don't need you. I don't need you. We're gonna win anyways, baby. With or without you. And when we do, it's gonna be it's gonna feel oh so damn good.
It's gonna
Kick
feel good.
rocks.
Kick rocks. Keep moving. Keep going. Keep going.
Keep it pushing, baby.
Speaking of kicking rocks, Mr. LeBron James,
He's 40 years old, bro. What do you expect from him?
stop it. Stop it. This
You
is
see,
the
this is
I
the
knew
problem. This is
I
the
knew
problem. This is the
I
problem with
knew
this is the
I
problem with the LeBron
knew
haters. This is the problem with the
No, this
LeBron
is not
haters.
a LeBron,
They
bro. What?
compare.
Hold on, hold on,
They
no, 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 no,
compare.
no,
Hold
no,
on, hold on.
no, no,
You
no,
guys
no, no,
comparing
no, no.
40-year-old
Stop,
LeBron
stop.
to
Even
freaking
even even
25-year-old
30-year-old LeBron,
LeBron.
he got ass whooped by Dallas. He got ass whooped by people.
By
It's not
Dallas.
just it. Well, didn't they get rocked?
Oh
Who
well,
did
yeah,
they?
well,
Yeah,
I
I
guess,
mean,
man.
come on, bro. He was young. King James at the moment still.
Listen, we
Listen,
all need help, right?
we're not gonna forget that he's not always the greatest in the finals. But never listen. What did I text you? I mean, you don't have to. You're not gonna remember or verbatim. I gave the man his flowers. I actually watched the series, and I told you, the guy is a specimen athlete. He is the epitome of athletes. I mean, at 40 years old, yes, he's doing that. But then that's where again, that's where I hate people that they're gonna give him the flowers if they won. Oh, LeBron won it. Not, but now you're gonna use 40. You got Luka Doncic on there. You got arguably one of the best player in the NBA with him. The guys, I think LeBron's had the most All Star,
Bro,
or
you got
he's had the
what on the
most. He's
Lakers?
had
On the Lakers?
no. He's throughout his whole career.
Okay, so
Hall
has
of
Jordan.
Famers.
Like he has
He's
Hall of
no,
Famers. Like what are you
no.
talking about right now?
Jordan only has 3 Hall of Famers that he'll ever play with.
Only, only,
Only. Yes, you can Google
only.
it. Dennis Rodman. Yes, Dennis Rodman.
I'm
Scottie
what I'm
Pippen.
saying. What I'm saying, you're making it seem like it's only, bro. Like who has LeBron had? Dwayne Wade,
Hold on. He's got Dwayne Wade. Shaq. He has.
Bosh, who's
He
not
has.
Shaq when he was
He
92 years old, Brick.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He has a Hall of
What?
Famer on his damn team, bro. He's
Oh
got a
my
Hall of Famer on
god.
his damn team.
Oh
He's
my
got
god.
Ray
You
Allen.
gotta
He
be
had Ray
kidding me. You
Allen.
gotta be shitting me right now.
No,
You
dude.
gotta
I'm
be
being
shitting me
dead
right now that
serious.
you're calling
No,
Shaq. You counting Shaq as a Hall of Famer when he was with the Heat at 92 years old. You gotta be kidding me
doesn't
right now.
matter. Doesn't matter. He's played with a Hall of Famer.
All right,
He's
you
played
won,
with a.
man. You won,
I,
bro. You
I,
won. I
I, I,
guess you won.
all I can
I
say
guess
is
you
this.
won.
I'm not taking away from his greatness. All I'm saying to me is this: that if he should just call it a day, bro. That's it. You got
Why?
your
The
legacy.
men averaged 24, 8, and 8. Why would he call it a day? He's still a top 10
Because
player in the league.
Jordan at 40
He's
averaged
still a top,
22,
he's still a top 10 player in the league.
bro.
What are you saying right now?
What I'm saying right now is
Jordan
back
was
it
not a
up,
top
bro.
10 player when bro. What are
Jordan
we
was
arguing
average.
right now?
Go look at Jordan's stats at
What are
40.
we
He
arguing
was
right now?
averaging 22 points a game. 22
Jordan
points a
couldn't even
game.
dunk the ball when he was 40, man. What
Jordan
are you
at
talking about?
40, he was averaging 22 points a game, brother. It's
All
not.
right, man. Again, man,
We're
you
not.
won. I already told you
No,
won.
I'm
You
just
said
saying.
Shaq
It's
was a Hall
just
of.
like
You included Shaq as a Hall of Famer, bro. When he was on the Heat at 92 years old, that's it. What can I do? I can't argue with that.
so. Ray Allen was a scrub when he was with the Heat.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying. I'm not. Listen, I'm not saying he. I'm not saying he hasn't had great players. I'm not saying that. Of course, I'm not saying that. Ray Allen, lethal shooter. Ray Allen, Steve Kerr, wash. Dwayne Wade, Scottie Pippen. Rodman, no one compares to Rodman on any of you're not gonna put Dennis Rodman and AD. Like, come on, that's ridiculous. Kyrie Irving, is he a Hall of Famer? What has he done?
Yeah,
What has he done? What's Kyrie
Kyrie,
Irving done?
but
What has
he will be in,
Kyrie Irving done without LeBron James? Tell me.
he will be in the Hall of Fame.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem with today's. We already had this conversation. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Everyone's a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. You score 10,000 points. You're a Hall of Famer. You get 10,000 rebounds. You're a Hall of Famer, bro. If you didn't, we already had this conversation. If you don't change the game, if you don't put your stamp on this goddamn, like if you don't do something different or whatever the other
I'm
person
gonna
did,
ask. I'm gonna
better.
ask the most. I'm gonna ask the most stupidest
Everyone's a
question
Hall of
to in
Famer.
your boy. But I'm actually I'm gonna ask. I want to ask from your point of view. Again, this is again. I'm asking. Might be a stupid question, but I'm going to ask it to you. What has? How did LeBron transform the league? I would love to hear your take on it. What did LeBron do that transformed the league? I don't care that he was an
Okay.
18-year-old kid coming out of college and
No,
he
I don't.
became
I
this.
don't care about that.
What did he
Listen,
do to transform this game?
listen. No player is going to transform a league.
Come on, bro. Michael Jordan transformed the
Okay,
league, my
let
boy.
me. So you're not letting me finish.
Okay, let me finish. Sorry, I apologize.
Unless you happen to be the first one. If LeBron was the first Jordan, came before Jordan at that era, LeBron he would be considered the best player because he transformed the league. I get what you're saying, bro. But no player is going to transform a league. I
So then
forgot where I was
nobody
going
should
with this.
be in the Hall of Fame then.
Listen,
Only Jordan.
no. I'm not saying no one. Well, listen,
You
bro.
just
Listen.
said what have you transformed the
LeBron
game?
James is the best player to ever play basketball because LeBron James could do everything on the court
That's not what
to
I'm
an
asking.
extreme level,
That's not what I'm
a
asking,
level
bro.
that no one else can do. No one
That's
else can
not what I'm
do.
asking.
Well, that's what I'm telling you. That's why
But
he's
that's
the
not what
GOAT.
I was asking. I was like, what
Okay,
did he
you're
do to
asking me
transform the game?
how did LeBron?
Okay, in 10, 15 years, do you think people are going to still be wearing they're going to start wearing LeBrons more, or they're still going to be wearing Jordans in 10 to 15
I
years?
don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? They're gonna be wearing LeBrons because all the Jordan lovers are gonna die off, and then everybody's gonna wear Jordan. I mean LeBron.
All the Jordan
All
die
the
off.
Jordan lovers,
Damn.
they're gonna die off,
Damn.
and then
Shit.
LeBron's gonna take over.
And then it's just going to be
Bro, in
LeBron.
30 years, ain't nobody gonna know who the hell Jordan was, bro. In 30 years, Jordan's gonna be
Uh,
Will Chamberlain.
I don't know, bro. I mean, he's been
He's
gone
gonna be
since
Will
what,
Chamberlain.
2000? Bro, but hold on.
Bro, he's gonna be Will Chamberlain, bro. That's in our
Nah, bro.
lifetime, Rick. In our lifetime.
In
I'm
our
telling you,
lifetime. Okay.
in Cameron's lifetime, and Cameron's sons and Jaden's sons' lifetime, they ain't gonna give a shit about no LeBron. I mean, maybe not about LeBron. Ain't gonna shit. Definitely ain't about no Jordan. It's gonna be someone already better. Bro, it's just
Okay.
eras, bro. That's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And this era happens to be the argument of Jordan and LeBron. That's the
Yeah,
era that we live in.
but this is not a Jordan era, bro. This is not nowhere near Jordan's era. Jordan retired what, in
Well, no,
2002?
no. What I'm saying is that LeBron is the closest one to Jordan. That's what I'm saying. So that's why he's being dragged into it. Now, when there's another LeBron, the next LeBron or the next Jordan, or whatever the hell you want to call him, they're gonna compare him to LeBron. They're gonna forget about Jordan. He's gonna be in the back burner.
Okay. All right.
My
Well,
opinion,
listen.
bro. No.
That is your opinion, and God
And
willing,
what I say
you
about
know
my
what?
opinion,
It,
it's always right.
it's always right. God willing, when we 60 years old and we sitting down and we can't move, I'm gonna look next to you.
Don't worry, bro. Don't worry. You're
I'm
gonna be
like,
like, bro,
I'm like,
you
Jose,
were right all
hold on,
along. You
my
were right all
prostate.
along.
I gotta go pee, but hold on, before I go pee, my prostate. Jordan's still the man, Jose. I don't know. We'll see how see how it's gonna play. But listen, it's I think it's a healthy it's a good debate, healthy conversation.
Nah, it's not,
We could
man.
agree to
This
disagree.
shit this
It
shit been dragged
is.
through the mud by so
It
many
doesn't
people. It's like,
matter. But it's
no, you.
fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's a
It's
fun
not fun because
conversation.
it's never endless. It never ends, bro. I can
That's the
never.
beauty
I
of
can
it.
never. I'll never hear you. I'll never hear you say, bro. You know what, man? Damn, bro. Like, fuck.
I gave the man his
Dude,
flowers,
the man.
bro.
All right,
I
he's a
gave the
specimen of an
flowers.
athlete. Like, okay, so
He's
what?
no,
So
he's
was Vince
no,
Carter. So
listen.
was Vince Carter.
Nah, but LeBron, listen, LeBron in regards to specimen of athlete, LeBron, I will say this on a recorded podcast here, LeBron is on a pedestal by himself, bro. But I will also add to that because LeBron is like, again, he's the Tom Brady of the NBA. The man takes care of his body like no other. The man breathes, sleeps basketball. This is what this man does, and he takes care of his body in that fashion. I don't think any other NBA player does what LeBron does. Just how in translation, nobody does what Tom Brady was doing the whole time. They called Tom Brady a fucking nut. This guy's weird. Fucking drinks avocado milkshakes and eat avocado ice cream. So I look at I look
I
at
get it.
LeBron as this specimen that has never been seen before. I think LeBron, if I could be honest and frank with you, and look, you should be smiling because I'm giving this guy his father. I really think that LeBron could be a tight end in the NFL if he really wanted to.
Yeah,
If
bro.
LeBron wanted to, he could be a tight end in the NFL. He could play NFL. He could have done it
I
because the
guess, yeah.
guy is an athlete, amazing
Maybe.
athlete.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I'm
And
not here
that's
to argue athlete, bro. Like,
that's as far as I go.
Derrick Rose was an amazing athlete. Shaq was an amazing athlete for
Ooh.
his size.
I
There's,
agree.
there's been a lot of
Derrick
amazing
Rose,
athletes out there.
we don't know where Derrick Rose or Kenny
Unfortunately,
or Penny.
we don't. Yeah, and Penny Hardaway and shit.
Oof,
Grant Hill was amazing. Well, no, he wasn't. He
ooh,
was an
Grant.
amazing athlete, but he was just an amazing ball player.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of players out there, man, that unfortunately we didn't get to see their whole career. Man,
Yeah.
Derrick Rose is one of my favorite players, bro. Like that guy,
Oof. Explosive.
that guy was
Like
that guy before the injuries. Jesus Lord, bro. Jaden,
yeah,
I think that's why Jaden became
a Bulls fan.
so yeah, watching him, I think that's one I think one of the reasons he became a Bulls fan. Like I was insane, bro. It was insane.
Yeah, man.
But
But
yeah, man. Bronze go, Lego. That's it, bro. That's it.
anything else on the slate, Jose, before we wish our fans a good night?
Nah, man. Nah. I'm excited for the NFL release schedule. It comes out the 14th of May this month. I'm
Now we're
excited
gonna
for
be doing a
that.
little episode here to kind of react to a little bit
Yeah,
of
we
the
should. We
draft,
could. Yeah, we
and we
could.
can
Yeah, for
maybe
sure.
do some predictions here. Maybe we could do some
Yeah.
predictions and predict what our
I'll
Super
tell you what my
Super.
12 wins are coming. Yeah, you know what? Let's yeah. So the next time you'll probably I mean, I would love to do a weekly show, but it's just ain't shit to tell you guys, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, guys,
So
comment. Tell us what you guys want to hear. Listen, we're gonna come on here if you guys want us to come on here.
so probably
But
so probably the next time you guys will see us will be the 16th. We can drop our predictions then. I mean, unless you know what, next week we can come on here on Friday, shoot the shit a little bit, just see
yeah,
what's going on in the playoffs and NBA. I know some
yeah.
people are interested in that. And
Well, that requires you to watch
we'll
some of
be
the that requires you to watch a little bit of NBA, doesn't it, sir?
no, I'm in tune. Like I'm not watching like that, but I'm in tune.
Hey, the Knicks going to the second
We
round.
just shoot the shit, whatever.
Knicks going to the second
Yeah,
round
right, yeah,
here.
right. So we can
Golden State
like I
might.
said, we can shoot the shit for a little bit. We'll shoot the shit for a little bit, and we'll go from there. But then for sure on the 16th, we'll drop our predictions. That'll be our prediction show for each of our teams, and we'll be as brutally as honest as we can. And but I'm Mr. Optimistic, so
Oh,
I
Jose's
already,
going 17-0. We're gonna have
I
some
already,
argument.
no. I'm not. I'm a little realistic though. I'm a little realistic. I'm a little realistic.
One loss, one loss, a one loss, a
I
one
know we're
loss
gonna
series.
sweep. I know we're gonna sweep the Bills. I know we're gonna sweep the Jets, and I know we're
Oh,
gonna sweep the Patriots. So I know we're gonna sweep them. So that's
oh,
already a given. That's
that's
already a
already
given.
6 wins right there. That's two, four,
Already
six.
six
That's
wins right
six,
there, bro.
6-0, six and
Two
zero,
of my
baby.
fucking around with MVP, bro. I'm letting you know right now, bro.
Oh my God. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna head out of here before Jose um predicts that the Dolphins win the Super Bowl for
Hey,
2026.
they fucking might.
You never know.
Anyways, hey, we love y'all. Comment, please. Comment, subscribe. Let us know what's up. Tell us how much you hate the show. Tell us how much you like the show. I don't know. Just tell us something. But until next week, yeah, catch up with you guys. Talk some shit. Take us out, Rick.
Well, hey, like Jose said, appreciate you guys liking, subscribe from One Leg Loser podcast. Boy Rick and your boy Jose, we out. Take care, guys.
Go Dolphins.
Bear down.